Hello, welcome to Attract, Develop, Retain. I want to share something with you. Let me just share my screen here. So I no longer do interviews, and I haven't for about 1.5 years now. I do what's called a fit test. I want to make sure that the person is a right fit for our restaurant. And today's problem that we have is that we constantly lower our standard. We constantly lower our standards because we, quote unquote, need people, right? We say things like, there's no more good people out there. But that's not the reality of what's happening. The reality of what's happening is collectively as a restaurant group, especially in the fast casual and QSR space, we constantly lower our standard. We actually flip and give all the power to the employees. And this is a problem. So I want to show you an example of what happened today. And I want to show you how I draw the line. I draw a line, and I am tired of buying into this bullshit anymore, right? I am tired of lowering my standard and giving in to employees who do not produce and giving them what they want. So I interviewed a girl today. Now, I'm using the word interview because I know it's a term that you use, but I don't call them interviews. I do fit tests. So I'm going to toggle back and forth between the word interview and fit test so I don't lose you. So I interviewed someone I did a fit test today with a girl named Amber. Amber is 19. Amber had no college. She did graduate from high school. Just going to put some facts over here. She did graduate from high school, and my handwriting is horrible. So you're going to have to just get used to that because I can't fix this right now. What else? She did have some food experience. She had Subway 7 months, and she had Papagenos for 3 months. And that's it. That's all the experience she had. But don't forget, she's 19. Okay. She didn't work. These were her first 2 jobs. So in all the years that she's able and willing to work, she's only has 10 months of actual working experience. And there was one more piece of information I found out, that she has not worked, no work, for the last 5 months. This is going to be very important in a second. So I'm going to highlight that. No work for the last 5 months. Okay. So now her personality was okay. Wasn't wonderful. She had a tiny little bit of an attitude, right? Had a little bit of an attitude. Let's shorten this up a little bit. Okay. So I think that gives you a picture of Amber. And I know you've had many people just like Amber in front of you, or your people have had Ambers in front of you, but you need help, right? Quote unquote, you need help. So this is a place, you know, a flexion point of where we can make a bad decision, right? Or we can say, enough, I'm stopping, you know, where I'm at. I'm not allowing this to continue, right? This is the door. We're the gatekeepers of a door. So I created an application funnel purposely to vet some of this stuff out, right? Because I was tired of sitting with people and doing interviews and spending hours trying to convince them, right? Put them in the box that I needed, right? And trying to convince them. I wanted to go the other way. Listen, this is my offer. This is how I operate. You either like it or you don't. If you don't like it, move along. I'll find someone that does like my offer. So I took Amber through my process, right? And here's what happened. We found out she can only work 1 weekend day. Whoop. We found out that she can't come in early and open up the restaurant and help us open. She can't close the restaurant and work in the evening, right? So how much value does Amber have to me or us right now? Not a ton. I don't so much mind the one weekend day, right? Now I compensate based upon that. But this one bothers me, right? Because she's 19 years old. She can do it. She just doesn't want to. Okay, well, not a problem. Then why should you make the same money, Mrs. Amber, as my people who get up at 4 o'clock in the morning? Why should you make the same or more money than the people who close a restaurant for me, who do those very important functions today? Why should I play? Why should I pay you the money? Now, her problem wasn't so much with the pay rate, because of this availability. I said, you know, your pay rate's not going to, it's going to be X. Not going to share that money number with you because it's not important. But I can't pay you because of these things that you're telling me that you're not willing to do. But that wasn't her problem, right? So I created, now when you look at this over here, she didn't have, let me actually color that with a different color. When you look at this over here, her lack of experience, I put in place a training gestation period, if you will. Oh my God, my handwriting is horrible. So I put in this training gestation period where I pay people X amount for a little bit of time, and then they can go up to the pay rate that I offer them, right? Or they actually choose themselves in our process. She had a problem with this. This was her problem. Her problem was she wanted all the money today. She said, I can't work for a week or two for this less money. I can't work for this less money because I can't afford it. So if I can't start all the way at the top, then, and it doesn't matter my experience, you have to teach me, you have to train me, you have to string me along, you have to spoon feed me, you have to do all the things, you know, that's on you. And I'm not willing to take a little less pay to see if this environment's even a good fit for me, right? Or flip the door, right? The reason I do this is, what if you're not a good fit to work for me? See, today, the employee, it's all about the employees, right? They want, and great, that's great, you know, but there's things that we need too as restaurateurs, as entrepreneurs, as restaurant owners, right? We have needs and wants too. Our restaurant needs people to do certain things. And what if you're not a good fit? Well, we need this time. We need this time to kind of vet that out. That's why I created this. We need a week or two of a time period to make sure that we're a good fit for each other, right? And if we're not, we walk away. Now, she was unwilling to play in that arena because she couldn't afford it. Now, she hasn't worked for 5 months. But how is that my problem? You know, you haven't worked for 5 months. You've sat on your butt, played video games, did whatever it was, right? Or maybe you had a good reason for working 5 months. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I didn't ask the question because I was getting, you know, I was taking her through this process. But the reality is you haven't worked in 5 months. And why all of a sudden does that have to fall on me now? That's my fault now. So now you're not willing to go through my process because you haven't worked in 5 months. Do you see the problem? Do you see the problem as restaurant owners, operators, multi-unit managers, trainers? You know, do you see the problem that we're faced with every day? But it comes down to one thing. One thing. Do you lower your standard? Right now, if you had Amber in front of you and you were desperate for help, you'd hire her, right? You'd bring her in, you'd hope that she would change and do the things you need. But the reality is, Amber's not going to do those things. She can say anything she wants. She's really a wolf in sheep's clothing. And she's about to bite you. And because you need help, you bring her in and you lower your standard, you open the door, you let the wolf in, and now she's going to hurt you at some point in time. Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll turn out to be the, the next coming of Christ. I don't know. Maybe she'll turn out to be the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. But historically, she's telling us that she's going to screw you. She's telling us that she's going to jump the next offer she gets. She's telling you that the earth's going to be flat and she's going to fall off the end. In 3 years of working, she only has 10 months of experience, and she hasn't worked in 5 months. But yet, you're going to pay her top dollar and let her come in. And when you do this, now Amber, she actually has drawn a floor of what she's willing to accept. I can only do 25% of what you need, but yet I want 100% of the compensation. How fair is that to the people that are on your team right now that are doing it for you every day? How fair is that to the people that have been with you for years? And then you let her in and they're within $1 or $2 of people that have been doing it for you for years. This is why I created a recruiting to onboarding process that fixes this, because I was tired of this shit right here. Tired of it. And I just simply will not lower this standard anymore. Just will not do it. So I told Amber she did not fit. That's why I call it a I call it a fit test, because very quickly in this conversation, now I wasn't mean to Amber. We had a nice conversation. When I parted ways, I told her I wished her luck, but it just didn't work with me. And I gave her some tips and some pointers that the next interview she does with someone, she may want to think about these things, right? Because she's not projecting a super attractive package here for the business owner that she's demanding, was really what she was doing, a certain amount of money. So you got to think about what the restaurant owner needs. You got to think about their pain, right? They need people that can produce. You want to make money, the top dollar, you got to be able to do the stuff that they need. Period. The end. There isn't even more of a discussion about it. So how many times do you do this? How many times do you lower that standard? How many times are you actually the problem and you make the overall picture in this entire country worse because you allow an Amber to come into your world and literally destroy the people around you that work for you because you lower your standard and you don't take care of your good people? You think you do, but you don't, because the minute you say yes to an Amber that comes in with all of these restrictions and all of these, the unwillingness to do the things that you need, you're really shitting on your current people. And I just won't allow it anymore. I started putting this in place 4 years ago. And it took me 4 years to really learn and to really hone into the process and to really get good at it. To get good at saying, no, you don't fit. No. And I have a system and process to back it up and to rinse and repeat over and over and over again. Some of it's automated, some of it isn't. So I hope you take some stuff away from this, but the big takeaway is you got to stop lowering your standard. You got to start saying no. You got to stop saying, I just need help. Because when you bring in an Amber, you actually destroy everything that's happening. You actually you compound your problem and make it worse. We got to get people to level up today. We got to get people to adjust what they're willing and not willing to do. Otherwise, we're going to constantly lose. We got to stop the kumbaya stuff. We got to say, hey, these are our needs and wants. We compensate this way. This is how we do it. If you want to learn more, give me a call. My number is 603-231-8832. My name's Alan. You can email me at alan@getsmartsystem.com. Or you can continue doing the things that you're doing every day. You can continue to complain about Ambers. And then when you hire the Amber and she comes in and does everything that you knew she was going to do, well, then continue that loop that you're in and that you're stuck in. So it's up to you. So have a great day. Ciao for now. And I'll talk to you soon.